Hey, David Wygant from davidwygant.com with my good friend Greg, who's co-hosting today with me on this beautiful day. We are going to talk about something on today's 10-minute daily reality check that I think you need to listen carefully. Why do I want you to listen carefully? Because I truly believe that this disruption that comes into your life every single day is clearly preventing you from living the life that you truly desire and want. I'm going to ask you a question right now. Are you sucked into the world of useless disruption? Greg, what is the useless disruption that's going on a daily basis? Or more importantly, before we talk about the useless disruption, this all started because we were driving to the gym this morning to go work out with my good friend Eddie Palmer, who has actually been on this podcast. And we were calling my good friend Brett Parker. Shout out to Brett Parker. Dun-dun-dun-dun. Anyway, Brett only knows that joke. So, you were saying something when Brett and I were talking, that David Wygant has this unique habit of
disrupting your flow. I'm in the middle of my day, I'm doing something, I'm running around, and then David calls and says, hey, what about this? What do you think of this idea? Hey, I was talking to my buddy Brett, and we were talking about this, or what about football? And he'll throw some random thing in that's completely off base that will disrupt my flow. And I thought it was interesting today because Brett, who's known David longer than me, I think they've known each other since they were like
47 years.
Brett immediately shut David down. He's like, hey, man, I'm working. I'm trying to do some copywriting. I can't talk to you right now. Because he knew what was going to happen. His flow was going to get disrupted because he was focused on what he was trying to do, writing, which takes an extreme amount of paying attention to detail.
But yet, he was so intrigued when I called, because when I called, my daily disruption is usually something very funny. Like recently, Brett met a really cool woman. So when I call Brett up all the time, I literally will say, do you, Brett, take? Or I'll say, dun-dun-dun-dun, dun-dun-dun-dun. Because to me, I believe that daily disruption that comes from friends should be entertaining and positive. It's like when I call up, I'm like happy and joyous and I want to share something, or I've got a question to ask, and that's what your circle of friends are. But this is the biggest issue that people are doing nowadays. They're getting daily disruptions from strangers all over the place. Facebook is the most ridiculous daily disruption. You're letting other people's positive thoughts, negative thoughts, twisted thoughts come into your consciousness throughout the day. Instagram, the same thing. You're looking at pictures with captions from people. You put CNN on, you're listening to Donald Trump's weird, strange behavior and manipulation of media get into your consciousness. You're reading articles that are positive, negative, whatever it might be. All day long, we're getting signals from so many things that are literally disrupting our flow.
People don't realize that. I mean, just look at your phone. I mean, I don't know about you, but I've made it a conscious effort recently to try to shut off my alerts because random stuff just pops up. And sometimes, you know, even if you look at the heading and you don't open it, it still disrupts your day. If you've ever taken a day or an hour or, you know, today, David's gal that she's now talking to and seeing is... I don't know what we're doing here. What are you doing? She took a night last night to... Oh, wait a second. I think he's trying to disrupt me, but I'm too strong. I can get through this. Of course, I can't maintain my train of thought because as I try to talk, I keep hearing alerts on my phone.
Okay, but let's talk, and it's 100% right, okay? Is that I don't want to disrupt your train of thought, right? And that's what disruption really does. We disrupt our train of thoughts. How many times have you been out in public? And this is a great thing. This is what I want you to do. I want you to do an exercise today, a really fucking fun one. It's going to be a lot of fun. I want you to put your phone on vibrate, because vibrate is really cool. Then I want you to go out and see how many times you're triggered today like a Pavlovian dog when you hear an old ringtone of yours, or you hear something. There was a ringtone that I used to have for my ex, right? So whenever I hear that ringtone, it sends chills up and down my spine, because immediately I think to myself, oh my God, what happened? Is something wrong with my daughter, right? You know, yeah. We are trained and we allow disruptions. How many times are you out and somebody's like this on the phone? Yeah, Jim, what's going on? Jim, I can't hear you right now. And the guy's screaming at his phone. Or you're on an airplane, and every single time an airplane lands, we have a disruption. Here we are, we're landing the airplane. We're finally going to get off the airplane. The second it lands, all you hear is everybody's phones go ding, 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 ding. I mean, it drives you nuts.
I think airplane mode needs to be brought into this daily routine. You're having lunch, go to airplane mode. You're going to the gym to work out, you're not listening to music, go to airplane mode. Going to bed, 8 o'clock, put your phone in airplane mode. Shut it down. Because people don't realize, like you said, that those experiences that you just said to me are so true. How many times have you touched your pocket because you thought your phone vibrated, but it didn't?
Ooh, how many times a day do you do that? I want you to write that down. Not only that, take a look at whenever you download a brand new app. What does the app say? The app, can we send you alerts? They all want to send you alerts.
Yep.
Notification and alerts. How about the tappers? You know, the little tappers. You know, they're texting next to you in a restaurant. You're tap, 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 tap. It drives me nuts. I look at them and I go, excuse me, I don't want to hear you go tap, 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 tap. Put it on silent. We shouldn't hear people's phones in public. But it's just a crazy thing because all we are is constantly on edge. If you think about all these notifications, all these disruptions, it really puts us on edge. What I want you to do is I want you to do a social experiment right now. After you're done listening to this, I want you to go to Facebook and I want you to read everybody's post. Half of the posts that people put up there are negative. Why are they negative? Because half the people in this world are fucking negative, right? And I want you, after you read their post of negativity, to literally think about what thought is going through your mind right now. What are you feeling at this moment? Start reading these posts. Start going and start clicking on the articles and the links and all the things that people want you to look. I want you to go to Instagram. I want you to do the same thing. I want you to go to Snapchat. My God, I see people on Snapchat and I think to myself, holy shit, you got nothing better to do than to sit there and put a fucking bunch of rabbit ears on your head and a little tongue and a little bunny nose that comes out and goes, oh, look at my bunny nose. I saw somebody in Whole Foods the other day, this girl. She was so infatuated with Snapchat that she walked into a fucking display. And I, of course, wanted to get that on video so then I could have been and showed it to all you people. But why do we allow these disruptions?
Because we're being programmed every day. We're being programmed into believing that we're missing out on something. It's the fear of missing out on any piece of information. And I think there's going to be, at some point in time, a rebellion. I think people are going to start to realize that their mind is so cluttered with so many things that they can't connect with each other anymore. They can't really have a solid conversation because they need their phone to somehow justify or carry this conversation on, to be able to talk about something, or to take a Snapchat picture together and send it to all their friends, or check on their Instagram feed and say, oh, look at this. How many times have you seen that? Where somebody hands the phone, oh, look, this is so cool. And half the time it's not. It's meaningless crap.
Oh my God, how many times do you go out to dinner? There was a great article about a year and a half, 2 years ago, online about a restaurant that was making half the money that they used to make, but yet they were just as crowded as they ever were before. So they went back in time and they watched the security cameras and they realized the reason why they're making half the money is because people used to come in and eat and they used to turn the tables over a lot more. Now people come in and the waiter goes to order, but in fact the waiter can't order because they're busy passing their cell phone around showing pictures of something ridiculous that they saw earlier that day. And then everybody seems to be taking a picture of food. When did food become such an interesting picture to look at? Oh my God, look at those legumes. They look really good. And wow, the way the shredded cheese is floating all over them. Holy shit, it makes it look like Santa's beer during Christmas time. Wow, I just got to go and share that. We're so obsessed with disruptions all the time. Please share this disruption, that we're so not connected to the beauty of our life. We used to sit around as kids eating TV dinners, watching the Brady Bunch on a Friday night. There was no disruption except a commercial. Now, when's the last time you actually watched a TV show and didn't have your phone in your fucking hand at the same time, or your laptop, literally doing what? Even football games. We don't even watch a football game anymore without having our laptop next to us to check our fantasy team, because our fantasy team is so important, because it is just fantasy. All that is just fucking mentally masturbating inside, wishing you were Bill Belichick and Tom Brady. We are losing control, folks. We are literally letting our daily disruptions take over our lives.
The rule of thumb is going to be, you are either disrupted or you're the one to be the disruptor. And if you want to be this disruptor, you need to know what it is you want to do with your time. Pay attention to that, and then come up with a plan. Airplane mode is a great example. If you want to have time talking to your friend, if you want to connect over lunch or on a walk or on a hike, then you need to not have your phone. You need to make a conscious effort to make sure you shut it down. That way you can spend the time connecting, and nobody can disrupt your time. You're in charge.
You know, it's funny, even when we're doing this right now, I'm watching Greg's phone. It's on a little bit of an angle, and it's vibrating, and it's moving its way down, and it's going, look at me, look at me, look at me, pick me up, please don't ignore me, pick me up. And it's literally sliding down this piece of paper because it's vibrating so strong, because it's saying, oh, come on, don't ignore me. We have become Pavlov's dog. For those of you who don't know Pavlov's dog, look it up on the internet. We have become trained fucking robots, and our phones and Facebook and everything else are starting to control who we are. Anyway, David Wygant out, davidwygant.com. Please do me a favor, okay? Disrupt people's life and share this podcast with as many people as you can, not become a pecan. And do that. Post this on people's walls and literally say, hey, look, together we're going to have a brand new movement. You know what the movement's going to be? We're not going to be disrupted anymore. We're going to have an airplane mode day where people actually go and literally communicate and talk, and they're not constantly looking down, because how many times do you have to honk at somebody at a stoplight because they have blowjob neck, right? You know, it used to be if you honked at somebody with a neck going down, you were thinking to yourself, man, oh man, she and him are having fun in that car. Now you think to yourself, oh, wow, well, she's just got to go get one more text in, or he's got to go check out one more Facebook feed. Out. Goodbye. The disruptor is done for today.